Hey, Wild Ones, it's Bernadette. I'm here with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading for January 2nd, 2021. It's Saturday. And there, thus ends my Australian accent. So, listen, you guys, I hope you had the most wonderful, wonderful New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Thank you so much for all the amazing feedback about the zodiac signs, the tarot reading for the zodiac signs. You guys have been asking me for a long, long time to address zodiac signs because, listen, they're animals, and your very first spirit animal is your zodiac sign. So it makes really good sense that I've been studying them for a long time, kind of made them a vocation, learning about them and whatnot. And so I'm very, very, very happy to be bringing that to you, and I'm just so pleased that it's valuable to you. So let's go ahead and jump right in to today's reading. It's going to be a little shorter, today's reading, tomorrow's reading, because it's the first of the year, y'all. I'm tired. I'm slap wore out, as we call it in the South. So, I just got to show you the card. I got to look away and show you the card. It's the it's the Tasmanian Devil, the Five of Wands. Now, this card, the fives in the tarot, they get a bad rap. Yes, they can be scary, and yes, they can talk about, they can portend of maybe not so great things to come. But listen, that's life. It happens, and forewarned is forearmed, right? And let's be honest here. Isn't that the cutest little face you ever saw in your life? Have you seen the videos running around of the baby ones? Oh my gosh, I want them. They're so cute. And there's a preserve, sanctuary. Ooh, Lordy B, I can't remember the name. But one of the I think it's Chris Helmsworth. He has devoted a lot of time and resources to this place to reintroduce the Tasmanian Devil to Australia. And through this wildlife sanctuary, it's the first time it's been there in 3,000 years. And it's really cool because they have these big things in the ground that you can get in and put these like you get in the ground, your little head sticks above the ground, and there's a plastic dome that goes over your head, and you watch the Tasmanian Devil the Tasmanian Devils go by. I love that. But let me tell you something. When I was reading about that, I don't know, a few months back, I thought, there's some symbolism in that, because there's got to be some symbolism in that. So when I take a look at the Five of Wands, and we take a look at what the traditional tarot card meanings of the Five of Wands, really is, you've got a scene, and, it looks like there's, these old boys just duking it out with their big old wands. And yes, it can mean conflict, and yes, it can mean competition. But let's be honest here. If you saw a bunch of 9-year-olds out there, whack, 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 whack with their Darth Vader, sabers or whatever they've got, it would just be, you'd just be watching a lot of kids have fun. Okay, that's kind of the same here. I mean, listen, the guy that's wearing the tunic with the butterflies all over it, honestly, what kind of self-respecting killer is going to wear that, right? Okay, so that said, the polka dots, the little butterflies, they represent innocence and intuition. And when you take a look, like from the Kabbalah, the olive green shoes, the leggings, the sleeves, it's all juvenile recklessness. Now, that doesn't mean that people aren't coming for you. It doesn't mean that at all. It absolutely does. But you also take a look at the kid who's wearing the blue shirt with the grape clusters, and that's a symbol of abundance and ecstasy. And excuse me, not butterflies, the grapes, right? So yes, you may be looking at a skirmish of some kind, but it doesn't have to be all that. Chaos does not have to be a part of your life. It really, really doesn't. And competition doesn't have to be part of your life. But it is, the energy of the Five of Wands is about self-expression and the need to be recognized. What all of that, how does all of that gel together, and what does that mean for your Saturday? Well, in particular, today is the third eye chakra. And the Saturn energy of today can make it burn the things that you want, the self-recognition that you think you want, or the fusses that you think you're in, or the skirmishes that you think you're going to get in or want to be in. Why? I mean, if you want to do it to have a little fun, because that's how you are, who you are, okay. And nobody's going to need to wear protective gear. Nobody's supposed to get hurt. And, you know, bickering is not going to solve this problem. Now, this card is called, the Kabbalah is called this card the Lord of Strife, and it can have more serious consequences. But you're going to want to look at the other cards around what you pull. If you pull this card for yourself or a client, just take a look at what's going on around it. Yeah, okay, it might get a little chaotic, but you can roll with the punches. And no, you don't need chaos, but I'll tell you something. Chaos can make you the most creative that you are in your life, because when things are going, cattywampus, and you're like, oh my God, I'm running out of time. Things are going cattywampus. I got to make a decision. Those golden nuggets, man, they can come to you in a flash. It's the most amazing thing. So what does all this have to do with the Tasmanian Devil? Why did the Tasmanian Devil want to be the Five of Wands? Okay, well, so the Tasmanian Devil, in some ways, is very, very much like these old boys that are, whacking each other with what probably in real life are those pool noodles. And that doesn't mean that it can't turn ugly, because Tasmanian Devils have just the most piercing, disturbing scream you have ever heard in your life. Just watch a YouTube video. And they make all kind of weird sounds, right? Like coughs and growls and snorts and sneezes, and that is a big, they even, when they feel threatened, they'll yawn. Because when they yawn, they've got these fangs that show, and their little faces scrunch up, and you're like, wow, it's terrifying, he's coming for me, or she's coming for me. But really, they're yawning. So there's a lot of bravado, and there's a lot of faking it that goes along in the Tasmanian Devil world. Now, having said that, let me say this. Their jaws can open 80 degrees, and their jaws carry enough brute force to crush your bones, to crush bones, okay? They're no joke. So you definitely don't want to get bit by one. And that, how I see it, is this. When I pull this card for somebody, I know that there's something lurking on the periphery that really has to do with their either really truly being attacked mentally, physically, emotionally, psychically, energetically, or that is going to be coming in the future very shortly. And Tasmanian Devil may be there to explain to them how to deal with it, where they can just stonewall everything, and they can nip the chaos in the bud before it ever starts, just by yawning, kind of like how a possum plays dead, but they're not really dead. Just by yawning and looking fierce, or whatever that means for them, right? But if they should decide to go down for the count, they've got jaws that can crush bone. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys have seen the memes going around. Something like, what I want is a cookie, some this, and the blood of my enemies. Well, y'all, Tasmanian Devils will sleep in the bodies of their prey. Kind of like that scene in Star Wars where they slit open those animals in the snow and they crawl up in them for warmth and they live. So you have the ability to do that. And obviously I don't mean like really, go out and gut somebody. But what I'm saying is, this is just such a card that, and this is just such an animal that asks you to understand your own power, and don't use it if you don't have to. And oftentimes you won't have to, right? Even if you've got, I hear this a lot from people who have to work at companies, right? Oh, I'm so sorry for you. And there'll be a faction of, it only happens with women usually. There'll be 2 or 3 women, the brat pack, and they'll be ganging up on my client and this and that and trying to restrict her from getting a promotion or doing this or doing that. And she's like, what do I do about it? And we flip cards, or I get the information psychically, or a spirit or totem or power animal comes to me and says, you know, hey, this would be a really helpful energy for her to tap into or to invoke from inside of herself. And Tasmanian Devil can really give you that, because people just, they fear them anyway. It's the most fascinating thing to me. You know, you see a bear, you see a tiger, and you're like, kitty, fluffy bear, hey baby. You see a Tasmanian Devil and you're like, ugh, right? That cracks me up when people are like that. So, so anyway, if you are really trying to find your own inner warrior, Tasmanian Devil can do it. Now, I will tell you this. Tasmanian Devils have a give. And what that means is, just like when you watch somebody's microfacial expressions, poker players are really famous for this. People that do hostage rescue, that kind of thing, they're always looking for the microfacial expressions on someone's face. And when Tasmanian Devils get really angry, their ears turn this crazy cherry red. And that is, I gotta believe by now the other forest creatures know that. You know, that's what that's all about. Maybe they don't, but I gotta believe that they do. And so if you've got a tell, then I would really encourage you to determine that, and then determine how you either, yes, you do use that, or no, you don't use that. Because you, as Tasmanian Devil, they just really think they're all that. They really do. They do not have any kind of fear whatsoever. They will just, that's it, man. I'm going in and I'm, hold my beer. I'm going in and I'm going in hard. So they are really good at overcoming adversity through their lack of fear. But, you know, a surprise attack is always a great attack. And I know this sounds kind of heavy duty for just like the second day of the year, but when I say it, it's what I'm being told. Something's coming for you. That could be people. That could be yourself. That could be a job situation or something that you want to start. Like, man, I've talked to a lot of people here the last few days of the year, and they're so deeply, deeply passionate about starting their own thing, whether it's for a hobby or it's for a business, and they are beating themselves up. Like, literally, they are every kid that you see in the Five of Wands card, they're parts of their mind and their spirit are all those kids, and they're just in chaos, just beating themselves up. They want to do it, but they're just at such war with themselves. They're really having trouble figuring out how to give themselves permission or confidence or whatever, and Tasmanian Devil can really help. There's a, yes, believe me, I asked the animal allies how this could possibly be relevant to this reading today, and they just laughed at me, but I just have to tell you this anyway because it just cracks me up. Tasmanian Devils store fat in their tail, much like I do. And I don't know. The only thing that I could and it wasn't, let me tell you something, it wasn't the animal allies that told me this. It was just my own knowledge of symbolism and, you know, doing so many readings over the year. But I was like, well, maybe you're fitting to get your behindy whooped a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. So a little extra padding there can't hurt, right? So I'm going to leave you with that. With the message that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to store fat in your behind. So, I'm Bernadette, your spiritual crash test dummy, and pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh, and for y'all that are asking about the forums, my best friend who's helping me build them, we did a switcheroony. It's coming. It will be out this week. I apologize profusely that it is not out on the first, like I said, but you're going to be so much happier. Holy guacamole, is this software some powerful, but crazy easy to use forum software, and we're mad at work behind the scenes, which is another reason I'm like, hey everybody, burned it. We've been burning the midnight oil. So thank you for all of your love. Thank you for all of your support. And as you go through your day storing fat in your behindy, what is the one thing that you've got to keep repeating to yourself? I'm gonna stay wild.